Python Booleans. Boolean values. In programming, you often need to know if an expression is true or false. You can evaluate an expression in Python and get one or two answers, true or false. When you compare two values, the expression is evaluated and Python returns the Boolean answer. So for example here, print 10 is greater than 9. So since 10 is greater than 9, this returns the true value. Print 10 is equal to 9. So of course this is not true. So this gives us a false value. Print 10 is lesser than 9. And this gives us a false value also. Boolean values. When you run a condition in an if statement, Python returns true or false. Example, print a message based on whether the condition is true or false. So we have here A equal to 200, B equals 33. Then we have here the condition if B is greater than A, so that is actually false, so it will not do this one. It will not print this one, but rather it will do whatever is placed on the else block. So since this is not true, this will be executed, and then it will, or this will be, the control will be passed in this block, and then it will print B is not greater than A. So the output is B is not greater than A. Evaluate values and variables. So evaluate a string and a number. So we print Boolean hello, that will give us true. Print Boolean and any number, we have true. So evaluate two variables, x equals hello, then print bool and then x, that's true. Y equals 15, so actually similar to that one. Bool y will also give us true. Now actually, that's because most values are actually true. Almost any value is evaluated to true if it has some sort of content. So pag may laman. Any string is true except empty strings. Any number is true except 0. Any list, tuple, set, and dictionary are true except empty ones. So the following will return true. So Boolean ABC, that returns true. Boolean 1, 2, 3. Boolean, we have a list. This all will return true. So some values are false. In fact, there are not many values that are evaluated to false, except empty values such as, so open and close, the number 0, and the value none. And of course, the value false evaluates to false. So we have Boolean false, that's false. Boolean none, that's false. Boolean 0, that is false. Boolean empty string, that's false. So we have an empty tuple, an empty set, an empty list, so this will give us false. Some values are still false, so one more value or object in this case evaluates a false, and that is if you have an object that is made from a class with a length function that returns 0 or false. So we have here, we have a class and it has a function with a length function that returns 0. So since this one returns 0 or maybe false, then if we try to convert this object, so we have instantiated the object into Boolean, it will return false. Functions can return also Boolean values. So you can create functions that return a Boolean value. For example, print the answer of a function. So define my function, so return true, so the function returns true. So print my function, so that function returns true. You can execute code based on the Boolean answer of a function. So print yes if the function returns true, otherwise print no. So let's say we have this function and this function returns true. So if my function, so that's true, then print yes. So the output here will be yes, because this function returns the true value. Functions can return Boolean. So another example, Python also has many built-in functions that return a Boolean value, like the is instance function which can be used to determine if an object is of a certain data type. For example, check if an object is an integer or not. So x equals 200. Print is instance x int, so is x an integer? So this gives us true because x is an integer. So that ends our lecture for Boolean values.